Hello everybody and welcome to No Bones Fight Talk podcast. We are here today with Jonny Graham and his coach, Joe McLaughlin. Nailed it. How are we doing, lads? Thank you very much for coming down.
Yeah, good, really good here.
Excellent. Right, we'll start with you, Jonny. How's the knee holding up? We know that you had a bit of a problem with it. Well, with several different injuries, didn't you? Plus, we were coming out of your last fight with Conor Turney in Coventry last year.
Yeah.
How are you holding up, mate?
My knee's better now. I had a lot of trouble. I damaged it in the last camp, and then before we walked out to the ring, I hurt it in the fucking changing room.
Really?
Like someone had been in an ice bath, came in, made a puddle, and I slipped in it, and but yeah, no, it's
sort
all
of
right now. So
jarred it and give it a little twist.
yeah, it was just like proper inflamed my knee, and then when I got in there at first round, I didn't even strap it up properly. I was stupid.
Yeah. Bought the cheapest.
It was too small for me and everything because I forgot to bring mine, and then it was just a mess about. But
it's not the best preparation, mate, is it? If you're having that just before you're walking out.
Nah, to be honest, I had 16 weeks to prepare for that fight, and I did my best, but I only had 16 weeks from not training whatsoever. Like after them two, I didn't really train for my first two fights, and then. But now I'm serious, I'm training already. I've got at least 20 weeks till I fight, and I'm training hard now.
Well, let's talk about that. You came into BKFC. Obviously, you had a long hiatus out of it after your pro boxing career, which you were 5-0 in. And then you came in, fought a couple of, let's say, journeymen, without trying to offend anybody. And you got them, and then you got a vacant title shot up against Conor Turney. You were very confident going into that. What did that play a part into you maybe not treating your knee how you should? Did you think, because I've seen your interviews and that saying you thought you'd go in there, you'd take him out in round one, underestimated him a bit maybe? Yeah,
I did underestimate him, I won't lie. I didn't think he'd be able to stand with me, but he was better than I thought he was going to be. Well, at first he won. I thought when I tried to finish him in the first round, I thought, you're shit. I thought I was winning easy, and I just thought, right, I'm going to do you now. I heard his crowd was singing for him, and I thought, I'm going to do your boy now. And now I've gone to do him, and my knee went, and I stayed there, and I thought, my knee's gone now, I'm swinging. He caught me twice straight on chin, dipped my legs, and then, it changed the course of the fight a little bit.
Exactly what we're trained not to do. Exactly. The whole camp. If you watch a minute and a half of the thing, that's exactly what we plan to do. Feinting loads and waiting till he commits, and then he gets his work off. But
you're absolutely furious at side of it.
I'm going for him because he's proper strong, and usually when he gets someone there, they don't stay up. But
well, it's hard to fight off that adrenaline dump, isn't it? Once it comes in, it gets in. You think, fuck it, I'm going. It's hard not to just fucking let go, I guess. Man.
And then once I had done, I were there. Then I was like, right, I'm doing it now. And then he knocked me down. Start second round. I just thought this ain't going my way because it wasn't even a proper knockdown. It just knocked me over. It didn't buzz me whatsoever. Yeah. My legs just went there, and I went on floor.
Caught square.
And I were up as fast as I went down. But then obviously I feel like I'm behind on scorecard, so I'm chasing fight.
Exactly.
It just didn't go how I wanted it to go, but. Fair play to Conor, I did all right.
Well, man, you win some, you lose some, as they say. You know exactly. What I mean? And,
I still think I won the fight, but it is what it is.
He did keep the distance, didn't he? And he kept running around as well. He really made sure he stayed away from you. He didn't want to actually stand and brawl with you at all, didn't he?
I can't blame him.
What he did well, he punched in flurries, but if you go back and watch them, the flurries, a lot of them don't land, but they look really effective. Do you know what I mean? So they look really good from an outside point, but you can tell when he's slipping, his head don't come out of a rhythm. Once he's in that rhythm, if he gets it'd come out of a rhythm, but it don't. So
he wanted to me. He wanted to me, but the crowd would make a noise like a couple of times. He'd throw a shot, it'd catch me. Thinking the crowd would go wild, and then the judges see that and hear it. It does influence them.
Yeah,
definitely.
It puts a bit more weight on what actually.
I knew I had to knock him out to win anyway, and that was my plan. And I didn't manage to catch him, so it is what it is.
It is what it is, mate. And you get up and you move on, don't you? And
that's it.
You are looking for another fight, and I mean you've had a lot of back and forth with one Ben Bonner squaring off at the last event and stuff like that. I mean, I know. You've said that it's pulled. Was that fight actually made for this next event in Birmingham? Was it made, or was it?
No, well, I thought it was made for the fight for the 29th of March. Yeah. But he claims that he never even heard about it. I've seen the running order of the fight, and me and him were on it.
Right.
So, but I don't know anyway what's happened. But anyway, they've spoke, and it's not in black and white yet, but it's a verbal agreement. We're going to fight, and it's going to be towards the end of the year.
That's who you want, man, isn't it?
That's it. That's it. It's going to be for the lightweight title. He's number 1. I'm number 2.
That's it.
So you know.
Have you got a little message for Ben there?
No, just make sure you don't break your nose this time. It run up. So I meant to fight him before, and he broke his nose. I think he got his nose broke over there, didn't he?
Against James Gale, but
it looks like it.
But this is the third time we've started preparing for him. So we've just gone straight back into it. I've watched him so many times. I feel like we've had 3 camps. You know what I mean? He's flying.
How frustrating is that when you're preparing for a particular fighter? Obviously, you're gonna hone your training camp and that into a particular fight and what to do against that guy. But then when it keeps falling through, how frustrating is that for you as a fighter and you as a coach?
Yeah. Well, it's go on, you go.
Well, for me, I think it's not that we've gone straight into doing what we did before, and it feels like we're miles ahead than where we should be. Do you know what I mean? Everything that we're doing, constantly. Ben, to be fair to Ben, he's got a lot better since when he the first fight were agreed. When
I fought Abel, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Because I had him pull out and then another pull out. He broke his nose and
he's come on loads, but his confidence has grown as well because he's come off that great knockout win and another stoppage win before that, so his confidence has grown.
The one with is it Lewis Keane? The one.
Yeah. We were there. It was a stunning KO.
Yeah, we were there as well in that one. It was.
The show in general were great. You know what I mean? It was a right show. Aggie fight were unbelievable.
Mate, that Aggie Fulton and David Oscar fight, man. Jesus Christ!
Unbelievable that.
Everybody in that whole fucking place.
You could feel the shots. You could feel the shots going through you. It were big. That.
Well, I've watched it back since, but you have to be there, don't you?
Yeah, mate. Yeah.
You don't get that same feeling from.
No, when you're there, it's amazing, isn't it? It's unbelievable. I've never seen no like it.
Yeah, I mean, David Oscar's like hardest man you've ever seen in your life, and
Terminator, innit?
You'd hit him with out and he'd get up. It's just like.
I say you were getting up and knocking Aggie down, and then Aggie were getting up and knocking him down. I think there were 3 knockdowns in the first fucking minute.
Yeah,
crazy,
man. And that were a massive thing to put on from BKFC. I'm sure that's the sort of thing they need, innit? You know, them big fights like that. I mean, Conor were there as well, wasn't he, at the time?
Yeah,
he turned up at the time, and that's going to sell it, isn't it? And I mean, it's selling itself. Let's be honest, it's selling itself at the moment. We've just had a little chat beforehand here about the growth in the events in UK over the last 6 months, and it's growing fast.
It's the talent as well, isn't it? The talent is coming in now, because before it was just
raw, very raw.
Yeah, very raw.
Well, you've got Frankie Gavin on next show. Jamie Cox as well. Two top class boxers.
A couple of first class boxers coming in, a bit like yourself. Like say you were boxing before, they're coming in, making their debuts. Do you think? I'm going to ask you. Do you think a boxing background is the best background to get into this on, or do you think the MMA guys maybe have got a bit of an advantage? Or
Muay Thai guys as well.
Muay Thai guys.
I'd say the boxing background is probably the best, but MMA for the clinch work is very good.
Everyone says that, yeah.
Yeah, that's
it. Just don't be getting caught in the clinch by the MMA guys because they're going to cut you.
Yeah,
that's it, and you can get stopped on cuts.
Yeah, don't take fucking much, does it? To be fair, let's be honest. There is plenty of cuts going about. But it's sorry, mate.
It's all right. They're getting a bit more lenient. Well, not lenient. They're stopping them more with cuts now, aren't they? So it's like you've got to proper be careful because once you get that cut, if they don't give you like 30 seconds or whatever to have a go, and even 30 seconds, like.
Well, if you can't see anymore, that's when it's a problem, isn't it? If you can't see, they got to stop.
You've got to tell them you can see, and then if they say how many fingers, you've got to try and guess right.
You got a 1 in 5 chance, man.
The fight in you'll try, don't you? You can't see it all. You'll still try.
But it's definitely the right thing to do. I know as a fighter, if you're the one that's been cut, you don't want to stop. You don't want it to stop. You don't want it to stop at all. We saw that in the last main event with Gary Fox and Jono Chip Chase. You know what I mean? Jono wanted to carry on, but I think right decision were made, and you know
it was a monster of a cut that, wasn't it? Right down here.
That believe was scar, wasn't it?
Horrible that. Broke his nose as well.
Did it?
Yeah, it were a violent fight with that, like as well. But listen, they all are, and that's what we sign up for, isn't it? That's what everybody's there to see and to watch. So we'll talk about this next event that we've got coming up in Birmingham. We talked about your last fight were against Conor Turney. He's up against the returning Danny Christie this time out. Are you guys heading down to that event as well?
I can't, mate. Are you going?
I don't know. Me and Josh might go. Yeah.
I'm in a beefer at time on a stag do.
Oh yeah.
So yeah.
Not every cloud man.
Well, yeah, no, but I wish it were a different weekend because I like to go to that as well. But I can't. I've got to go to the stag do.
It is stacking up to look like a very good card. Like
yeah.
We've got some fights that announced, like we said there. People like Jamie Foxx coming in, Cox coming in and making the debuts in the boxes and that, and then we've got local guys round to us like Anthony Holmes and Joe Lister coming up making his second appearance and things like that.
Yeah.
Rumoured to be fighting anyway. That should be good. So when exactly are you looking to get back in then, Johnny? When do you think you'll be ready to get in?
They've told me September, but that don't mean it's going to be September. You know, that's just a general idea of when it's going to be. So hopefully Manchester in September, I'm hoping. We'll see.
That's what you're sort of working
Until
towards.
then, were you just training and that's that?
I'm training twice a day now, yeah. I'm training as if I'm fighting in a few weeks' time, you know.
From when you didn't train at all before, or rarely?
Yeah, I was like, everything's flipped in my mind now. I'm eating well, training well, sleeping well, fucking well, everything.
Might as well, yeah. Why not?
We can't vouch for that, but we'll take it. That's sort of so outside ring, let's talk a little bit about that. I know as a partnership you are looking at opening a new gym locally.
Yeah, we're well on with it. A-side boxing gym in Normanton. We're just waiting for the ring to be made. We're going to be the first gym in the UK with a BKFC ring. Yeah. The circle ring.
Do you know what's funny about that? Last week we spoke about that. I said there should be just purely a big, bare knuckle ring. The gym opening anywhere. I said because there isn't one, and we were debating whether that's a possibility or not, and then we claim that you guys doing it.
There's Connor's gym. That's a bare knuckle gym in Birmingham, isn't it?
Oh, is it? It means just with rings. So
with a ring.
I mean, it's going to be perfect for us as well because when you've got these good pros turning over, it's critical to use the space in that ring. I mean, a square ring, you can track people in corners. A circle ring, you can't. You know what I mean? You can just flow around.
Just for us to work in that ring, just going to bring us on loads.
Oh, definitely.
Do you know when you transition from it? Obviously, you had all your life you only fought in normal boxing gym, ring, not gym. So how difficult was to transition into this squared circle, whatever it's
into
called?
the circle ring? No, do you know what? Not really. You know, I prefer to fight without the gloves on. But to have the circle ring in our gym will be a lot easier to work out a plan then, you know, and work out how you can. Because if you've only fought in it 3 times for how many minutes? 20 minutes or something I've had a fight in one for. So if we're in there every day, there'll be ways to cut off and that. Do you know what I mean? In a circle ring, you've got to work it out.
So what's the major motivation behind A-side gym then, guys? Is it you just want your own base? Are you looking into the future for what to do next? Are you wanting to train up new fighters to help BKFC grow locally?
At first, it was to get his own base, wasn't it? Because me and Joe have been working out of commercial gyms in back rooms and that sort of thing. Do you know what I mean? It's been a bit long, but then you're going to get your pro license, aren't you? And train pro boxers and that sort of thing. So.
Yeah. We're open to. I don't want a big stable of fighters. I want a small stable of fighters, and we've got a few people who might be coming over, and it'll be all good lads. Do you know what I mean? Who all can really do something in each individual sport that they do, whether it's pro boxing or pro bare knuckle. So that's what we wanted to do, and we'll do like kids classes and beginners classes and stuff like that. Do you know what I mean? But we want to get really good filming done for fighters and work with BKFC lads, do you know what I mean? Have it as a space where anyone can come down, get a lot of filming done. Press conferences as well, do you know what I mean? Bare knuckle, we love it, do you know what I mean? So whenever they want to come down and do a press conference, they can do it there.
Just shine everything up a little bit, get the promotion going on for individual fighters, for like organisation itself.
The press conference him and Connor did, do you know what I mean? It really build the fight, do you know what I mean? And
that's what we want. That's what it's missing. I mean, we talked about it a little bit just off camera just before we started there, but that's what it needs. I think the next step for this, as it's growing, it needs pre and post match press conferences and things like that, don't it? Because it's hard to get to know the fighters. It's not being covered nationally massively as yet. I'm sure it'll get there eventually, but we need these press conferences. I think it's now time to make that next step up, and hopefully people like Mr. Bakewell and that are listening to things like this, and they've got that stuff in the works. Definitely. And I'm sure that we'll have.
And like with glove boxing, the gloves are off, where each fighter sits on a table in ring, so we can do that in our ring. each fighter will sit there. You'll have to have a bit of security.
I'm gonna say
he'll probably get a bit tasty with some
you're
people.
You're going to be man stat in middle. Like.
we'll get a few people, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But you want that build up, do you know what I mean? You want to get a bit of, you know,
people love it, man. They love getting fired up for stuff like that, don't you? Right?
Sometimes the build-ups are better than the fight anyway, isn't
Yeah.
it? So everyone watches it, really.
I'm hoping Danny Christie and Connor get into a little war of words because they can both talk, can't they?
We've both got
that could be a really good build-up, that.
Yeah, I mean, another thing, I had a short interview with Danny Christie at the last event, and this is another thing that they can look at if you're listening, guys, is they'd set up the media pit right next to a big, massive speaker. So we had a whole interview with Danny Christie and a few other guys there that we could never even put out because the way we were set up, it was a bit too small. It's all that you couldn't hear fucking anything. A lot of his content went to waste, like, so that's another thing that they need to look at. But yeah, it's a shame because, like you say, people like Danny and Tierney and stuff like that, they've got a lot to say, and it makes good entertainment. And at the end of the day, that's what we're here watching it for, isn't it?
Definitely.
It is. So tell us a bit about the hiatus you had, Noddy, mate. You know what, you had a 5-0 in your boxing career, and then what, it like something like 12 years or something you're out of ring before you come in. What happened there, mate? What's the story behind that?
Just living a party lifestyle, basically. I never stopped partying, and just started. I had a pro boxing career, but to be honest, I was playing at it. You know, staying out till don't know what time, then going turn up for sparring at morning, still stinking of ale. You know, that sort of thing, and it was hard work.
A lot of amateur fights, didn't you? And
I had 33 amateur, and I had 5 professional. But yeah, I just chose the party over the boxing career. To be honest, that was what it was. And then luckily, like, this has come along, and I've got my head about me. I don't really drink too much no more. Don't really party, and I can put all my focus into it and try and make something of myself.
Yeah, you get to that sort of stage in life, don't you, where candle starts to burn out on party lifestyle.
Yeah, I've done it all. You know what I mean? You can only go sit in the kitchen so many times, can't you?
Still going to a beef for next month, though, man.
I didn't want to. You know what I mean? Still gonna have a good time, though. Yeah, I know. Yeah, that's it. Last time I didn't come back for a month.
It's a similar story. We were talking to Gary Fox in here last week, and he got a very similar story. He was doing stuff like that, and then he went off rails a bit, and then found bare knuckle, and that sort of brought him round, and he feels better than he ever has done. Is that similar for yourself, man?
Yeah, very similar. I know Gary actually from we both boxed pro at the same time. Right. So I know him from years ago, and yeah, that's it. You get to a certain age, and you know, like, there's a lot. Your friends are doing this and that, but you've got to choose the path. And if you're going to be a boxer, you've got to be a boxer. You can't do both. You can't burn the candle at both ends. And I tried to do it for a little while, and then I just struggled through fights. I thought I wasn't enjoying it. Yeah, well, I'd have got chinned at the end. I got sparked. I know I would. You know, you can't go up against people who are trying when you're not trying. No, you know, when you get to a certain level, you're gonna get chinned.
Despite how much natural talent you might have and stuff like that, you got to put work in as well.
You get outworked, yeah, definitely.
But still, with all this partying and stuff, you managed to have 33 amateur fights as well. That is phenomenal.
That would that was when I was a kid, so being 18. And then
that's when you were serious.
Well, I wouldn't even. I was never that serious about boxing. Like, I've always been a bit flaky. But then, when I was like 21, 22, that's when I had my 5 pro fights, and I was just partying flat out then.
Best time for partying. 21,
what else you meant to do, you know?
That's it.
But I suppose I got some. What a lot of people do, they won't get out of the way when they're young, and then when they're old, they'll start partying and taking drugs and stuff like that. Like, I did it all, and now I've done that part of my life. I'm ready to do this part of my life. Everything works out.
It does. And what's he like to coach now? Is he all right? Does it lean to what he's saying?
Listens well.
So you're doing no side eye or all like that.
No, he listens well. He always tries stuff that he said. Do you know what I mean? And that's all you can ask for. Yeah. I mean, certain times you get people, you'll say stuff and it'll just go in one ear out other. Do you know what I mean? And you're like, what am I here for?
Some people think they know better.
With him, he's trying it all the time. It doesn't always work, you know what I mean? But when it does work, and I've said something, and he does it, it's like, yeah, that's clicked that, yeah, we've got it. Yeah. But little bits, adjustments here and there. But now, I mean, for Conor fight, he trained once a day. Yeah. We couldn't really push him more than that because he'd come off 12 years of not doing out. Yeah. The first 2 fights, the camps weren't, they weren't really camps at all. The first fight, 3 weeks notice he got. I were fitter than him. We were training together. He was spewing every session. And then second one, we started training well, and then he got a little injury because his body wasn't used to it. Yeah,
back prone to injuries. Yeah.
And then
I just want conditioned.
No, and then we went into Connor fight. We had 16 weeks, but it were all just about boxing. There were no S&C. It were just all pure boxing, and it were trying to push, but not get an injury or out like that. So now this camp he's doing 2 sessions a day. He's doing an S&C session and boxing, and we're doing sprints in between. He's
I'm going to build up to 3 days. Three sessions a day.
Yeah.
You've just got to be clever with your training, but I can, slowly get up to 3 days a week. You just got to condition. But it's a condition, really.
You don't want to burn out, man, do you? Especially if you're in camp.
Well, that's it. You've got to know when to have a day off as well. Some you've got to have some time off. You've got to have recovery days. So I get 1 recovery day in a week. Get like an ice bath and a sauna and that sort of thing.
Oh, you do that stuff as well, yeah. Someone don't do it, isn't it?
Oh,
Jimmy
the hot
Sweeney,
and
when we
cold
asked him, he goes, fuck that. He goes, I just eat sweets and talk shit.
Well, that's some people's attitude, but some people can carry on that, and Jimmy's not done too bad for himself, to be fair, let's be honest. But I mean, I guess that might have caught up to him a little bit a couple of weeks ago in Florence, when he lost to Rico, but that was a great fight.
Banger of a fight.
Yeah,
really
it was
fight.
a close fight. You got to if it would have leaned either way, you
you couldn't have grumbled at that. I mean, it was a very close fight. Do you know what I
Kudos
mean?
to both blokes when you think that you've finished and then it's like you've got to go for another round.
Yeah,
I bet. Have you ever been in that situation?
No, I wanted another round against Connor, and then they didn't give me another round. But
I bet it's hard to get yourself pumped back up when you think it's over and you've let it go on.
yeah, but I think if you just when you're super fit, you feel like you could go for 10-20 rounds anyway. So you would be ready.
But against Connor as well, you could argue as well that was really, really close fight.
Yeah, it should have been.
If you looked at it, like I watched it twice, like back to back, watched it again, and it was very, very
all
close.
Commentators on it said that I think we're going to go to a 6th round here. But then
but
there were
none
none of that.
They didn't want him to get
None
beat.
of
Do you
that.
know what I mean? He's a ticket seller, so they won't put him in with me for another round. You know what I mean? It's a dangerous round.
Fair enough. Politics, mate. Is that
Exactly what it is, isn't it? You've got to knock him out to get a draw.
That seems a bit harsh, doesn't it? So what's thrill for you now then, Johnny? Is it keeping yourself out of party light and keeping yourself fit at this point in your career and stuff like that, or do you want to go all the way to the top? I know you're looking for a British title as soon as you can. Are you looking to fight abroad? Or there's more of these shows now coming up abroad, and Dale Feldman said he's going to start integrating UK fighters into BKFC over in America and that more. What's the ceiling for you, mate? Where do you want to go?
Yeah, my plan to the top. I said straight away I'm coming for the top. So my plan is to get this British title and then go fight abroad, build my way up, or to I don't know, if Franco Tanagli's still got title, I'd love to fight him. Or whoever's got title at time, I'd love to fight him. Any of them.
Afraid of no man.
Nah.
What's your most comfortable weight, mate? 'Cause I know, especially in BKFC now, they fluctuate a lot, don't they?
Yeah, it's hard to tell.
Probably lightweight. I mean, I was lightweight anyway, and then I moved up to fight Connor because that was the best fight I could have got in country.
Vacant belt and that.
Yeah, and then I've dropped back down because that was sort of tied up. But to be honest, when I'm training hard and I'm lean, I'm closer to lightweight. It's probably obviously it'd be easy to make welter and not have to do fuck all. Do you know what I mean? But it's nice to put the effort in.
Of course it is.
You know what I mean? It's all
part.
part of it, making the weight. So yeah, it's going to be better. And then you're getting against a man who's actually your size as well. So
Yeah.
I'm going to stay at lightweight.
Fair enough. Is that, do you concur with that? Do you think he's best at lightweight? And you think
100%. I mean, for Connor fight, he had a pizza week before fight.
Sunday before fight.
Yeah, he was just eating what he wanted. Do you know what I mean? But he's obviously got good genetics anyway, and we're training hard. He was eating good food in between, but the diet wasn't really there. So 155, his diet's got to be bang on, and he's going to look a different animal.
So what's your walking weight now then?
I'm 79 kilo right now.
What's that in pounds?
it keeps...
I don't know, but so
I'm
basically,
I'm
I'm
with
fighting
kilos,
at
not
70
pounds.
kilos. So I've got 9 kilos to
Right.
lose, but it's a day before weighing. You do a water cut, so I'll probably cut down to like 75 and then do a 5 kilo water cut.
It's still a lot.
Do you find it difficult, or
No,
you're like easy getting down?
easy. Yeah, I can diet easy. I'm disciplined when I need to be. You know, I like to do. I'm 100% in anything I do. If I'm eating shit and partying, I'm doing that. If I'm training, I'm doing that. I'm 100%.
Yeah, I've been in the gym till 6 a.m. or the kitchen, like you said. Trying to fucking bite your elbow or something. Well, there's nothing wrong with being in 100% or in whatever you do, man. It usually takes you to where you want to go. So hopefully you can get back in there with hopefully Ben Bonner, if that's the guy that you want to take. And like you say, if number 1 and number 2 get up there and get on that, and then you can move on forward from there. Keep going from strength to strength, man.
That's what the people want to see.
It is.
Absolutely.
It is. Have you got any sponsors or anything that you want to give a little shout out to while we're on air here?
Is it RDS? RDS, Rick's thing. RDS Transport. I think I might get it wrong. Fucking thing. It's RDS Transportation.
I wasn't gonna say it because I want 100% sure. Do you know what I mean? So,
Should have mentioned that
But
before.
anyway, Rick Doherty, a good man. He's sponsored us. What's the bloke who's doing the ring called?
MK Steel.
MK Steel's doing his ring, so that's big up to them as well. We'll say Tobias Bar in Rothwell. That's a good little bar that sponsor me. That's all I can think right now.
Nice.
But obviously, it's a big help. It's all sponsors, and I do appreciate it. So if anyone else wants to sponsor us, you know where we are.
Well, that's it. I mean, the gym alt logos are going to be on the back, and there's going to be a lot of filming coming out of this gym. So it's perfect for any businesses that love the bare knuckle game, because there'll be a lot of people coming down there to use that ring. Do you know what I mean? It's open to everyone. So even opponents. Do you know what I mean? It's good for them to come down, get a bit of footage. It's all business. Do you know what I mean?
It's exciting times, man. Like, so you can get up there, do your little promos and stuff. There's quite a lot of fighters around this area as well, and not too far from here that can come over and make use of that facility. I mean, it's an exciting adventure for you guys to get that up and running. Have you got a lot of interest from people who want to already come in to be signed up and to be working there?
Loads.
But everyone's waiting for it to open. Everyone keeps messaging me. But I mean, obviously, we're just waiting on this ring.
What sort of size is it? How many people do you think you can be getting in and turning over each day and stuff like that? You open?
What are you saying?
I mean, 20 to 30, we could get in there. At one time, yes.
And all predominantly bare knuckle, or?
Yeah, it will be at the start. I mean, there's probably gonna. We've got an ex pro who he's not got his pro license, and through no fault of his own, his brain scan failed, and then he went through all hearing to get his license back, got his license back, then his brain scan the following year failed.
Ex-ABA champion as well.
Yeah, really? Unbelievable. Ishmael Khan is absolutely, he's red hot, and it's a shame, do you know what I mean, because he boxed all kids who he boxed in amateurs and beat and stuff like he beat Nick Ball, who's world champion, do you know what I mean? He's boxed a lot of good kids and beat them, and it's a shame for him. He spent thousands of pounds getting his license back and then getting it took off of him again. Do you know what I mean? And it's gutting for him.
Due to no fault of his own.
Yeah. Like now
he shouldn't have failed a brain scan. He didn't even get it.
No, I don't.
Do you know what I mean? So it's a change. What it is? It's a change on the brain. If there's a change on your brain from that one to the next one, they're just.
It's just a straight up fail.
But they haven't been able. They've basically said that they don't know what it is. But like all the stuff that he's gone to do, so they said you got to go see a specialist. Specialists have passed him, and then he's gone back to British Board, and they've gone, no, we don't know enough about it. So they've just took his license off of him. Do you know what I mean? He's boxing. See, were like 7-year-old. Do you know what I mean? It's his whole life. And
so he can't train people at all now. Or?
No, he can train people, and he's training people, and he's boxing in. He's doing like the unlicensed scene, but on like good shows. He's boxing for that MGTP, the like kickboxing
Grand Prix.
and they've got like some boxing fights on it. So he's on there, but it's like not where he belongs. He should be on big, massive platforms where it could be a world champion. Do you know what I mean? It's so sad to see. And if there's anyone out there who could help him with his license, help him, because it'd be an unreal story.
It's such a shame, isn't it? Like you say, when somebody's got all that talent and put all that work in for it to be constantly taken away
life.
from
He
him.
don't stop training now, do you know what I mean? Even though it's gutting for him, he don't stop training. He's always running, sparring.
One never knows when his luck might change and he might get that licence and get in there.
Well, hopefully, that's the thing. I mean, we're trying to hopefully maybe get him on Misfits, because he's got quite a big following anyway.
That's some of the.
He sells a lot of tickets. Yeah. And he might flaw with everyone on that, but I think they probably know that. Do you know what I mean?
So he's going to find it hard to get an opponent.
Yeah, of course he is. But there's some decent people on that Misfits, and there'd be some good fights for him. So hopefully we can get him on there.
Well, it all sounds good. So starting out as bare knuckle, moving on to a bit of boxing. Are you thinking about kickboxing, Muay Thai, MMA, anything like that? Are you welcoming everything in there, or do you just want to keep it a bit?
Yeah, just boxing basically. So it'd be boxing and bare knuckle. Yeah, that's our background. So that's what we'll be doing. Yeah.
Fair enough. Don't bite off more than you can chew, I guess.
Yeah, that's it. And do you know what I mean? We're eventually going to have hopefully a strength and conditioning side of the gym. So that'll go hand in hand with the boxing, but yeah, that's how we're going to keep it for now.
Yeah, we're hoping to get a strength and conditioning because there's another side that we ain't got. We can rent the other side as well, but we need to get this side running first. Yeah. Get a sauna, ice bath for recovery, get a strength and conditioning side in there, and then we'll get everything under one roof.
Well, it absolutely sounds like you certainly know what you're doing and know where you want to be, guys. So we. No Bones Fight Talk, we wish you all the best with it, and
absolutely.
Wish you, Johnny, all the best getting back into that ring with Ben or with anybody else as soon as possible, September or before that. And yourself, Joe, with everything going in gym, we wish you best all of you. Thank you very much for coming today. We appreciate it.
Cheers for having us, lads. Thank you.
We'll see you again soon. All the best, fellas. Cheers.
Cheers, pal. Thank you.
Thanks for having us.
Yes, no problem.
The No Bones Podcast.